Honestly, whenever I do record something here that is horror related, the idea that the door is behind me is a bit problematic. Just a tiny bit problematic. Because my afro perfectly blocks the door, so all I gotta do is a little bit lean over here. And next thing you know, there could be somebody standing right there without my knowledge, because I also have headphones on. It's scary. So I hope that the tarnished legionnaire will be nice to us. It will show some restraint. And okay, well, fuck me. Apparently my sounds don't work. Can't start these videos if the sound doesn't fully function. What is it this time? Let's see here. Okay, it should work. Why doesn't it work? Hear myself? Can it? Yeah, that works. I don't understand. Wait, hold on. We're gonna do this and then go back to this. Nope. What if I just let me see something. Okay. Go here. Go this. Go to actually go here. Yeah. Why won't you work? Voice mode needs to be running. It is running. Are you blind? Are you blind? It's apparently it's saying it's not running, but it is. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, well if that's the case, we just have to make do without that. It might eventually work. I don't know. Safe. So SCP-150. SCP-1510 is to be kept in the standard storage compartment in the other fat containment section of Site 19, kept dry and cool to prevent any damage to the fragile metal. It is to be polished and checked for rust every 2 weeks. A D-class personnel is to wear SCP-1510 for 2 hours every day in order to allow interviewers and mental health personnel access to -1. The song came on in the perfect moment because I was reading it. It's like, it is to be polished and checked for rust every 2 weeks. A D-class personnel is to wear SCP-1510 for 2 hours every day in order to allow what is love. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely what it is. If -1 exhibits any violent behavior, this procedure may be revoked. At the discretion of Dr. Stevenson, Project Researchum Supervisor. I will try after this SCP to see if I can fix the sound thing. SCP-1510 is a standard bronze Roman infantry helmet. Looks very turquoise to me, bro. But I mean, we know what happens. You touch bronze, well, actually, is that bronze? Yeah, it's bronze that turns greenish after a while, right? Infantry helmet dating to the Marian reforms of the year 107 BCE. The helmet bears no marks to distinguish it from other similar helmets and shows appropriate signs of aging. Yeah, I mean, it is green now. The helmet shows no anomalous properties unless worn by a man of the ages 28 to 35. Ha! I'm still good. Most likely due to the nature of the entity residing in the helmet. Henceforth, -1. When worn by a man of the appropriate age, -1 will manifest, overriding the wearer's personality entirely until it is removed, whereupon it will return to normal. Isn't that the same with the mask? One of the really early SCPs, it's like, yeah, if you put the mask on some other entity, just like I'm not talking about Jim Carrey the mask. I'm talking about the actual mask SCP that exists in this universe. Because there's a mask SCP that you wear and slowly but surely and you just become somebody else. So that's what I imagine. But this time it's a tarnished. Is he maidenless by any chance? Wait, does that work at least? Ah! I had the I'm afraid I'm maidenless sound effect right here, bro. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. When worn by a man of the appropriation, the wearer will have no recollection of the time the entity had control over his body. Subsequent scans reveal no lasting effect on brain chemistry, nor any lasting residue of -1's personality. When addressed, -1 will identify himself in classical Latin of the Central Italian dialect as Publius Carthophilus Aetius, a Roman soldier formerly under the command of the consul Gaius Marius, who fought in the Jugothine War and died under the unclear circumstances the night following the triumphs of that war, see interview logs. Must be confusing. Listen, if Captain America already had a bit of a rough time understanding the future, well, he just had to come to accept it. Imagine this guy. From 107 BCE to 2012, he's like, what the fuck? SCP-1510 was recovered after the Foundation intercepted reports of a man wearing an antique Roman helmet rampaging across the street of, still doesn't work, blank, Italy. The man was shouting profanities in Latin and attacking passerby with a spade, and after being arrested by local police and having his helmet removed, showed no recollection of the event, nor any skill in speaking Latin. The Foundation recovered the helmet and had the man, a known grave robber, committed to an asylum after questioning in the administration of Class C amnestic. So now we have a object that takes over your personality, like the mask, and a grave robber like Butler's handbill. Shut up, airplane. I'm reading. At first, initial testing of SCP-1510 proved fruitless until a D-class personnel of a suitable age was selected. At first, personnel wearing the helmet showed signs of aggression and confusion, refused to communicate with research crews, but after several tests, -1's aggression subsided and the subject became more cooperative, which made interviewing it possible. Yeah, I imagine that at first he's like, yeah, fucking Latin's like, what the hell am I? Who are you guys? What? Where's my army? Where's my compatriots and all that stuff? And then once you realize, it's like, oh, I somehow seem to be traveling through time. I'm not even sure if that's what it's being told. It could just be told that it's like somewhere else. The following is a transcript of the 6th and 7th attempts of communicating with -1. These are the first successful interviews with the subject. Here we go. -1 using the body of D-1510-13. Dr. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna open up Task Manager and see if maybe because it should just work. I just don't understand why it doesn't. So if I end it with Task Manager, right? End task, bam, and then reopen it. Maybe that does something. Who knows? Come on, we gotta make this work. Because I don't want, really don't want this whole stream to have none of these options available for me. There we go. We figured it out. Ha ha! There we go. It works. See? A little bit of experimentation, and we're good. So Doctor and Doctor Translator. All previous attempts of starting a conversation with -1 resulted in the subject attempting to attack research staff immediately after this takeover of -1. Alright, so good afternoon, -1. I'm glad to see you've decided to cooperate. I apologize for my previous behavior. You must understand, all of this is not easy to accept. I would imagine so. Would you mind answering a few questions? I will answer as best as I'm able, which I suspect will not be much. Very good. Could you describe the events leading to your current state? The war in Numidia was finally over, and the council was leading King Jugurtha back to the Rome in chains. His quaestor Sulla ordered me and the rest of my cohort to guard the captured king. And who we have here? How do you even say your name? Was you Blanco 1903 ATM? You busy for a reaction? I do not fully understand what... Roji's fine? Okay. Not fully understanding what you're asking me right now. But yes, I am kind of busy. Because we got 10 SCPs to go through and we're the first one. I have a cover song. I see. But I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I'm very sorry. I mean, what you can do, if you can give me your name, like the well, not the name of the song, I can separately record it and upload it to YouTube. That I can do, but for stream, no can do. You can definitely give me the name of the song, and then I'll after stream, might as well record a quick reaction and post it online, both on Twitch and YouTube. Then, so both sides have it, and then like hopefully that helps you out. It's a compromise. Where was I? His quaestor Sulla ordered me and the rest of my cohort to guard the captured king on the way home. We drew straws for guard duty, and I got the last night before the triumphus, which was a shit appointment. The idea of a 107 BCE soldier saying shit appointment is definitely... There must be some mistranslation there. I had to guard the bastard while the rest got to celebrate. What happened that night? Jugurtha will ask my name and then try to persuade me to let him go. He tried to bribe me, threaten me, anything to avoid the fate that was in store for him. When he saw he wouldn't get anywhere with me, he started to curse me, foul words I have never heard. What did he say? He used his old ritualistic formula. I remember every word. Spirits of the underworld, I consecrate and hand over to you if you have any power. Publius Carthephilus Atius. Whatever he does, may it all turn to ash. Spirits of the netherworld, I consecrate to you his limbs, his head, his shadow, his brain, his mouth, his nose, his speech, his breath, his liver, his heart, his lungs, his intestines, his stomach, his arms, his hands, his knees, his calves, his heels, his toes. Well, his penis got saved. Spirits of the netherworld, if I see him wasting away, I swear that I will be glad to offer a sacrifice to you, a king's sacrifice. What did you do? I hit him. Hard. Curses like that will not be taken lightly. And then? The following day we paraded Jugurtha through the streets of Rome, chained and disgraced. The citizenry tore off his clothes and jewelry, even ripping off an earlobe with his earrings. He didn't seem to mind. The entire time he was staring at me, smiling even when we threw him in the Tullianum to starve. That night me and my comrade celebrated our victory. And how did you celebrate? Drinking, feasting, whoring, everything a man could want. I passed out in some alley sometime in the early hours of the morning. When I woke up, I would rather not talk about it. Dashwan, if you want us to help you, we need to understand exactly what happened to you. Please proceed. Very well. When I woke up, I found my body rotting. My arms and legs were festering, gangrenous. My stomach was ripping open as if by some wild beast and crawling with maggots and flies. Ugh. A crow was feasting on my eyes and my nose was gone, but still I could see and smell, feel every little bit of torment my body was enduring. Even after so long, I still remember every moment of it. Please continue. Please, no more. What happened next? I can't. Please give me some time. Give me the darkness. So give me the darkness like when you take the helmet off, I assume. Very well, we shall continue tomorrow. Closing statement, SCP-1510 was removed from D-1510-13 with -1's consent. After removal, D-1513-13 showed no recollection of the interview. And now we have interview 7. Okay. Back to the same... all the same people. The interview took place the day following interview 6. Good morning, Dash-1. I hope you are feeling better. I do, thank you. The darkness, it helps. I'm ready to continue. Excellent, go ahead. I watched myself rot for hours. The pain was intolerable, but I did not lose consciousness. I don't think I was able to do any more. I was trapped in a prison of dying flesh, feeling its agony, but completely unable to control it. Unable to die. Eventually, I was discovered. 2 beggars bumped into me in the dark, and once they saw what I became, fled and returned with our specs. When he came, he performed his holy art on me. He couldn't even have known I felt every slash of his blade. Holy art? Are you referring to how spicy? To my knowledge, it was only performed on animals. I was no more than that to him by that point. I said I was marked by the Furies, a herald of tyranny reborn. He saw this in my entrails. After he was done, he ordered the beggars to remove me from Rome, so that my foul presence could not mar the city any longer. Still in uniform, they buried me in an unused burial site outside the city. I suppose they felt they owed me this much. After that, there was only the slowly fading presence of my body, and finally, nothing at all. There was peace in the emptiness. Until I was awakened, nothing was the same. Describe your experience when first awakening, if you will. After my long sleep, the sudden return of sensation was like being plunged into a frozen stream. I woke to a small, dirty room that smelled of spoiled food and sweat. My body felt alien to me, like I have crawled into someone else's skin and was controlling it like a puppet. Nothing was familiar. The room was filled with loud noises and bright lights. It was unbearable. When I ran outside, it was even worse. Screaming horns, blinding multicolored lights, everything foreign, everything strange. I panicked. I wanted all of it to be gone, so I grabbed the nearest thing resembling a weapon. You know the rest. Once I was caught, I was returned to the darkness, the silence, until you woke me once more. Why did you decide to cooperate? I realized now I was given a second chance. The gods finally took pity on me. I cannot allow this opportunity to go to waste. They returned me to the life for a reason. I shall find out what it is. By Jupiter and Juno both, so do I swear. Perhaps we can help. Recommending follow-up interviews with Dash-1, learning more about this curse should be the priority. Yeah, because somebody might be out there being like, and you don't know. You know how many other legionnaires or other soldiers got cursed with the same thing. Dash-1 continues to be cooperative and has granted researchers some valuable insights on the location and nature of several possible SCP objects he encountered in the Turkothan War in present-day Algeria. Investigation is underway. No new information about the cause of Dash-1's condition has been discovered as of this moment. But hey, I mean, it's definitely a good start to, you know, be aware that this thing exists, and he has some information about SCPs. That's always important. That's always important. I do feel bad for him because, like I said, I joked about it, but like the fact that he got transported from his time to our time must have been absolutely jarring, very confusing. So I imagine like how bizarre it must seem to like go from like horseback and like minimal amount of noise to, first of all, a much higher count on human beings on the street, to cars, to airplanes, to, as he says, all those different lights. He probably doesn't even fully understand how, like, right now he's in a room where a light comes from the ceiling. He probably still is confused about that. Like, Billy and Mandy, they made an episode about like when Fred Flintstone got transported to the present time, and like he turned insane because of the influx of information from, like, you know, Stone Age to now. Of course, you could argue with Fred Flintstone is a bit weird because like he technically has everything we have just as a Stone Age variation, so it's not like it's that new for him. But yeah, it's still like the joke is like he's from the Stone Age, coming to our present electronic age, and witnessing all these like vast changes. I imagine it's the same for this guy, for the Legionnaire, to be like, what in the holy fuck is happening? Like, where am I? What am I looking at? And all that stuff.